and welcome. Today I'm going to be sowing some seeds to see us through the winter. It's about a third of the way through August now, so I've got two kinds of seeds here. One that I'm going to sow into module trays to get them started and plant them out a bit later, and then one lot is going to be direct sowing into the ground. So the ones I'm going to be doing in the seed trays or modular trays, I've got some seed trays, some modular trays. I will be planting my flower seeds into the seed trays and everything else usually goes into the modular trays. So I've got pak choi, claytonia, spinach, celtus, mizuna, rocket, corn salad, perilla, lettuce marvel of all seasons, lettuce valian, chicory, Chinese cabbage which is called wong bak. I've got snowball cauliflower which is meant to heart up reasonably quickly. Basil, I've got some Chinese kale, and then I've got wallflowers, primulas, pansies, and oh no, I thought there was a fourth flower seed, but there isn't. So that's those. And then for the direct sowing, I've got spring onions, Swiss chard, turnip, beetroot, daikon radish which is mooli, French breakfast radish, a couple of carrots which I'm going to give a chance to, and a few more varieties of radish. So I shall get on and sow the trays up now, and I'll show you what's in the trays when I'm done. Well, here's all the seeds sown that I'm going to sow in the modular trays to grow on in the mini greenhouses. So all of these have been sown 2 seeds per module. So there's some Chinese kale and some basil in this one here. Then in this seed tray there's wallflower seeds, pansy seeds and primulas, and I'll have to pick them out when they grow. Here is the snowball collie. There's only 8 there, although there's 9 cell trays. There was only 8 seeds. Then in this tray I've got chicory, Chinese cabbage, marvel of 4 seasons lettuce, and little gem lettuce. Sorry about the shrieking, my children are in the paddling pool. I've got a full module tray here of pak choi, so that will be 24 pak choi plants if they all come up. In this one, that's corn salad. We really liked the corn salad last year, so I'm going to grow more of that. Then I got 6 lots of spinach and 4 lots of perilla. And then if I just come round to this long tray, I've got claytonia, which I think is a lettuce, celtus, which is a cross between celery and lettuce, mizuna, and rocket. Well, that was a really pleasant hour and a half spent just gently doing those seeds. It probably wasn't an hour and a half, maybe more an hour, but that was really enjoyable. And now we'll get on with sowing direct into the ground. So let's go and have a look at where I'm going to sow things. Well, anyone who's watched me for a little while knows that whenever I say I'm just going in to do this and then I'll plant or sow this later on today, knows that it usually means 2 days later I'm doing that job, and that is exactly what's happened. However, I have got some turnips, some beetroot and some mooli radish to sow in this square bed here, which I have just emptied of baby leeks, and you would think those leeks filled the whole space, but they didn't. They were just planted in sort of 4 corners of the bed. Well, not corners, they were sort of in the middle of each side, if that makes sense. But I got a really good harvest. Unfortunately, the carrots that were also sown with them, that is the only carrot I have had from all the carrots I've sowed. And this is atomic red variety. So why they haven't grown, I'm not really sure, but they haven't, so there you go. Right, let's get on and sow these. I'll start off with the beetroot. I've just cleared this bed and put down some more compost on top. So I'm going to plant the beetroot just in the middle where I've made this drill, and I'm going to space them and just hope that they grow where I'm putting them. I don't really want to thin them, so I'm kind of just putting them where I want them to grow, but actually now I'm thinking about it, I might just put a couple of extra just to be on the safe side. Next one I'm going to do is the radish, and again I'm going to sow quite thinly, and hopefully they'll germinate well. They're long radish, they're not like the breakfast radish. I think these ones are long and white, and you use them in stir fries and things like that, curries and whatnot. There we go. So that's them done. And finally, I'm going to sow turnips. Now, I haven't had great success with turnips. I normally multi-sow them like I do my beetroot, which I do have good success like that. But for some reason, I don't seem to have much success with my turnips. So I'm just going to try direct sowing them this time and see how they get on. There we are. So I'll just cover these over now and give them a good old watering, and then they should be good. This is the bed that's outside my front door. It did have beetroot in it, something similar to that. I've left the beetroot in there just so we have some for when I get back from visiting my parents. But I pulled all the beetroot out of here today, and I'll show you that harvest along with other harvests. But I have just sowed straight into this bed as well. So if I do a close-up, I can show you some of the seeds, hopefully. Hopefully you can see those seeds, otherwise you're just looking at a load of soil. I wanted to show you these ones. These are the carrots, and they have green around them, which makes it easier for sowing. So if I just run you through what I've got from this side to the other. So I've got sparkler radish there, then a row of spring onions, then Eskimo carrots there, another row of spring onions, another row of Eskimo carrots, some mooly radish here, and then some Swiss chard there. So I'm going to cover up the seed now and give it all a water, and then find something to cover it with, because my cats will be ferreting around in the soil if I don't. So I best get on and do that, and I'll show you the harvest that I've done today and yesterday. Here's the harvest I was talking about earlier. If I start with the wheelbarrow, these are all the onions that I had from my neighbour's garden. So they are a good size, most of them. These were Elsa Craig, and they were multi-sown, a lot of them, and they have come to a really good size. I am super happy with them. I don't normally get onions that grow that big, so I shall have to remember that for next year. And if I come over to the beetroot, I forgot that these were mixed colour beetroot. So I've got the traditional purple, and then there's also the one that I think this has got pink and white rings in it, and then there's also the white one, which hasn't grown very much, but there is no sign of golden beetroot amongst the lot, so but whether it wasn't in the seed or not, I don't know. But the golden beetroot is lovely. I have tried it before. Here's the leeks and the carrot that I showed you this morning. Now these onions, this was a bit of a well, not a disaster, because I mean, I've had a bonus. They were meant to be spring onions, but I left them in the ground too long, and they've turned into actual onions. So don't think we'll be having them on a salad, but I guess I could pickle them if I feel so inclined. But again, really happy with this amount. There's quite a lot there. So yeah, very happy with what I got from my neighbour's garden. This is from the big greenhouse, from the various cucumber plants, and these are the Rosilla tomatoes, and the other ones are Gardener's Delight. These tomatoes are from the tumbling toms at the front in the pots, and this is probably the last pick of blueberries this year. Then these runner beans are from the Lady Di selection, so we'll give them a try. And then of course the courgette that got away, I don't know if we'll actually eat that. I might chop it up and put it straight on the compost, because these three will be enough really. And then some French beans. I've still got more French beans to pick. This is the first Market More cucumber which I've grown outside, so that's the first one of them. You just have to be a bit careful with the ones that grow outside. I always check the top and the bottom. I just slice them before I put them in the salad to make sure they're not bitter. And these ones are Polestar runner beans. Well, that's it from me for today. That's everything that I'm going to sow at the moment. I could sow some more carrots in pots, however I've run out of compost, so I'll have to get that next week when I'm back from visiting my parents. So yeah, that's it. I'm happy with the harvest. I can take some of this home for my mum and dad, and see if we got any eggs for them as well. And I'll catch you on the next one. All I can say about my seed sowing and harvesting today is lovely job.